Fresh cut on deck, got water with ice. We can talk Yu-Gi-Oh cards, baby. You can have whatever you like. At the beginning of this video, I said I was talking about a video that I watched that kind of rubbed me the wrong way in terms of using this card for heroes. And don't get me wrong, I think it's an interesting discussion talking about this card. At the end of the day, it's all just deck building and theory, which is just in good fun. But when you make ludicrous statements about the heroes, you best bet I'm gonna be there to talk about it. Yo, what's up, boys and girls? Swolelax here, and I'm back at it again with a video. Something a little different. Today, let's talk about the new Destiny hero support that was announced for Dark Neostorm. And while I want to talk about the support at length, I feel like we should address something that's going to be relatively controversial. I saw a video today that kind of bothered me, and essentially talking about why heroes will be meta-relevant slash relatively meta-relevant inside of the common formats with the new support that comes out in Dark Neostorm. Now, in context, the video is addressing the Dark Hero slash Dark Warrior deck, and not necessarily just Destiny heroes in specific, but my critiques upon this video, and by extension the cards we'll be talking about, do apply to both decks using the Destiny hero cards as an engine. So we got 5 cards from this OCG set that are potentially coming over to the TCG sometime soon in the form of Dominate Guy, Fusion Destiny, Cross Guy, and Draw Guy. There's D-Tactics too, but I'm sorry, like, these names are super lame. They're probably gonna be changed sometime soon, but that's beside the point. Let's go ahead and talk about why these cards are bad. If you guys could not tell by the title of this video, by the thumbnail of this video, by my general demeanor, I don't necessarily think these cards are super good, not only for the hero strategy, but also for the Dark Warrior slash Dark Hero Turbo decks that are popping up everywhere. There's a few reasons why I think these cards as a whole aren't going to see play inside of other decks besides dedicated Destiny hero builds, but specifically we're going to be talking about Fusion Destiny. Now, inside the video that I watched addressing these cards, it was said that Fusion Destiny is a big reason why these cards might see meta play, and I heavily disagree. As a longtime hero player, as someone who's played Dark Warriors, as someone who has played Gokis, I can confidently say that this card, Fusion Destiny, won't see play at all. If it does, it'll see play in a 1-of or a 2-of, and here are a few reasons why. Don't get me wrong, the ability to fusion summon monsters using materials from your deck is always insanely powerful, especially something with the speed of a spell card. However, there are minor problems with the card itself, but when you look at the grander picture of things, there aren't that many Destiny hero fusion monsters that are worth summoning. Sure, we have the new card of Destiny Hero Dominator or Destiny Hero Dominate Guy or whatever it's gonna be called. And that's a pretty big body with some okay effects that does get some recurring value whenever it's sent to the graveyard, whether it's destroyed by battle or card effects. And you have relatively decent cards in the form of Destiny Hero Dystopia and Dustopia, and then you have cards that are just straight up underwhelming like Destiny Hero Dangerous. There is such a small pool of Destiny Hero fusion monsters to summon with this card in the first place. That on top of the fact that none of these cards have great effects to begin with, other than potentially setting up your graveyard play or removing 1 card from the field, some minor attack boosting effects, and other things that are ultimately inconsequential to the larger scope, then already starting off there is a problem with using this card as an extender, a combo builder, or even as an end turn card. I bring up end turn card because that moves us on to the second reason why this card isn't that good, and the fact that you have to use it as a combo ender. You cannot use it as a reliable combo extender, you cannot use it as a reliable combo starter, because its secondary effect states you cannot special summon monsters except for Dark Hero monsters for the rest of this turn. Yes, the key phrase here is that it's the rest of the turn, so theoretically speaking, you can do everything you need to beforehand and then use this card. And yes, that does promote wise resource management in the form that you have to have a correct sequence of cards and able to use this card effectively. But when you look in the bigger pool of decks and the boards that these other meta contenders and even rogue decks can make, I cannot see how logically this card can fit into that. The fact that this card is non-searchable means you have to be hard drawing into it every single time you want to see this inside of your combo or reliably in the second turn whenever you are trying to break a board. The issue with that is that heroes and Dark Warriors as a whole have a pretty hard time breaking boards as is. So using this as a going second card to break boards, destroy monsters, can be problematic despite having strong monsters inside of your extra deck. The fact of the matter is that this card would have to be a combo ender during your first turn. And what you have with this card is that you're ending your turn with a limited option. You're saying to yourself and also your opponent that, okay, I'm gonna summon a dark monster with Gumblar, theoretically in the best case scenario, and then I'm going into Dark Law. That's all fine and dandy. However, there are easier, more reliable, and also better ways to do that instead of having to use this card. Yes, you do set up cards inside of your graveyard for the quote-unquote long game and the grind, but this card is an unreliable way to set up for those turns. Now, Destiny heroes do have a lot of synergy with the graveyard. It's something that I haven't necessarily touched on with this card being able, you can send cards from your deck to the grave. Briefly, in the beginning of this video, I said that it was really good, and yes, I still stand by that. However, the issue lies with the fusion material that you're sending from your deck to the graveyard to get your fusion monster out in the first place. Because once again, your turn is practically over whenever you use this card as a combo ender. Those cards used in the graveyard aren't going to have an immediate payoff. And if they do, it's something like Destiny Hero Disc Commander, which I don't necessarily hate as a tactic, but you ultimately have better plays, especially with its errata, meaning that it's not that good. But what other cards do we have that we can send? We do have cards like Destiny Hero Celestial, but unfortunately that means you also have to have no cards in hand to activate its effect to draw 2 cards. So that means no hand traps or interruptions. You have to set all your cards in the field. If you have more monsters and you normal summon the monster and you can't special summon out the monsters from your hand to the field anyways, and that card's dead. You have Malicious, which is insane inside the graveyard, but you probably already used that as link material in the first place, so it's not even there to begin with. And your Destiny heroes, along with the other fusion materials, aren't necessarily going to have a large impact on the board at hand or your opponent's board when the time comes. Yes, there could be some interesting tech options and interesting interactions when it comes to these cards, but as a whole and outside of the ODS, the optimal dream scenario, cards like Fusion Destiny and potentially the rest of the Destiny hero cards that we're going to be getting inside of Dark Neostorm are more or less just for fan service, and I'd argue for duel links more than anything else that will impact the current meta or the decks being played. Like I said at the beginning of this video, Destiny hero decks might experiment around this a little bit, and for sure you guys know I'm going to be on top of that 100%. But I won't keep my hopes up too high. Essentially what it boils down to whenever we're talking about this card in terms of deck building and also deck theory is, number one, this card is a combo ender. So you're banking on the fact that you're going to have all the right cards in your hand to begin with to get this combo off and use this card. Number two, its restrictions are just way too much to use it as a combo extender or a combo starter, meaning it's more of a liability than anything else. And number three, is not necessarily searchable outside of certain engines and unoptimal strategies for the deck. And for those reasons, I'm out. I don't necessarily think this card's gonna be super impactful. I think it's gonna be overall flash in the pan. People will be really excited about it for a bit, and then they'll realize, oh wait, this card kind of sucks. I don't know, maybe we'll just chalk it up to overhype history. Who knows? But maybe that's just me. What do you guys think of it? What do you guys think of the new Destiny hero support? We'll get to talking about the other ones in another video. But for now, what do you guys think of Fusion Destiny, about the viability of heroes going forward? And what do you guys think of Mali going to 2? I think it's been a while since we've talked about that for a bit, but how do you think that will all play in to this new support? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you want some more, please subscribe. We have more videos coming in the pipeline, so stay tuned for that if you want to. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Peace out.